Ah, Jean.
Oh, hello, Norman.
One in the shell, like, eh?
Well, I've got rather a lot in the bag, like, actually.
How about a cup of tea?
Why? What have I done?
Good God. Why is everyone in this place so suspicious? Just because I'm a whip, they think everything I do has an ulterior motive.
Yes.
Not everyone who owns a barber shop is Sweeney Todd, you know. What do people think I am? Some sort of Machiavellian bully boy?
Do you want me to take round a questionnaire?
Whips are human beings too, Jean. Tickle us, do we not bleed? Prick us, do we not laugh?
I think you've got that mixed up, Norman, though there's still a lot of truth in it.
Well, a fly cup, then, eh?
Okay, a very fly cup.
Have you got any money on you? I'm a bit brassic, actually. I have to pay myself. Oh, yes, very nice, Jean. Very nice indeed. Are you sure you won't have one?
No, thank you, but you tuck in.
Whatever he suggests, don't do it.
Morning, Ken.
You share an office with him, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. He's Scottish, you know. Still, can't be helped. Well, I can't spare you too much time, I'm afraid, but you wanted to know about committees, did you?
Did I?
Isn't that why you asked me to sit down? Yeah. You're not on any yet, are you?
No.
Oh, it's a shame.
Is it?
Oh, it's terrible you're missing out like that. I mean, after all, every ambitious MP who wants to get on a committee. Isn't that right, Robert?
Well, I tried to be there, but I had to go to a funeral.
Oh, no. Committees.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're absolutely right, Norman. Yes, sorry. Won't happen again.
Yes, the clause-by-clause scrutiny of potential legislation is the reason we're here. I mean, the committee gives you a chance to do something for your party, your country, your beliefs.
I'll take 6 in different colours.
Oh, well, as you've shown this burning desire to be on committee, I'll see what I have to offer. There's some standing committees I could put you in for, and some select committees, places I have to fill.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, various things, but mainly select committees stand most of the time, and standing committees sit only as selected.
So you mean select committees are standing committees, and standing committees are select committees?
More or less. Yes and no.
So why don't you change the names round?
Well, there's no point in confusing people. Well, which would you like to be on, then?
Well, wherever I could be of most help. I could maybe even sit on more than one committee if you really needed me.
Oh, could you? Yes, that's very good of you. I'll mention this to Neil.
Oh, thank you.
In the stationery office. Yes, I'll get him to send you some papers. Oh, better than that, I'll see what I can fix up now. Meet me in the main lobby in 10 minutes. Have a cake. They're very good.
Oh, yes, but do I have... Oh.
There we are. Sorry to keep you.
No, really, Norman. 10 minutes, half an hour, what's the difference?
Fine. Well, now, committees. There's some private members' legislation going through committee that might interest you. Part-time and temporary staff's pension entitlements or bill.
Oh.
Sounds like exciting stuff to me, and right on the feminist button. Most part-time workers are women, after all.
Yes, Norman, so are most full-time workers, only as they're only housewives and mothers, no one's too bothered about them.
Well,
all right, but I don't want to be pigeonholed. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm only interested in women's issues. I don't want to become some kind of political gynecologist.
Oh, no, quite, no. You sort of want to do vasectomies and prostates as well.
In a manner of speaking. Not quite that manner of speaking.
Oh, well, I understand. Well, in that case, I could perhaps put you in the finance committee. I mean, some very manly things go on there, I believe. You know, perspiring, breaking wind, that sort of thing.
Yes, I can well believe it.
And then the services committee are a few short. Mind you, when they're all there, they're still a few short, in my opinion. But you're interested in environmental issues, aren't you?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Oh, right up your street, then. They're issuing a paper on the amount of paper wasted in the publication of unnecessary papers. And they are thinking of investigating the possibility of printing future papers on recycled paper.
Yes, I think I read about that.
Yes, it was in the papers.
That's a white paper, is it?
No, at the moment it's a green paper, but it's white round the edges.
Well, all right, I'll serve on those 2 committees.
Oh, good. Shouldn't take too much of your time.
Now, do I have to put my name down anywhere or anything for them?
No, I did all that for you yesterday.
What?
Oh, right. There you are. Where are you going for lunch today, then?
2 committees?
Yep, why not?
Well, you after a job, then?
No, Ken. I'm not after a job. Why do you never volunteer for anything in this world without people thinking you're after a job?
Oh, so you wouldn't want to be on the shadow cabinet?
Well, no, yes. Look, I wouldn't mind a job if one came my way, but I am not after a job as such.
I think that about affairs.
What?
Well, here I am, away from home all week. We all get natural urges.
Well, don't get them in here. I've only just tidied up the desk.
It's not that I'm actually after an affair, it's just that, well, one doesn't like to be idle.
Yes, well, Ken, far from being after a job, I am serving on this committee in order to monitor, scrutinise and influence future legislation.
The whip told you that, did he? Did he sell you some patio doors as well?
Are you telling me that committees are something I may have illusions about?
No, but what's that old cliché? A camel is a horse designed by a committee?
Yeah, well, parliamentary committees have teeth, not just humps.
No, well, don't let my jaundiced opinions influence you. But a committee is what Parliament gives MPs to play with to stop them being naughty. You know what these committee rooms upstairs really are? A creche for the middle-aged.
Well, how come you're on so many of them, then?
I'm a child at heart. No, I've got to be on them to look after the oil can.
The what?
Oh, Scotland. We've got the oil, we've got the whiskey. We keep the country lubricated.
Hello, Jill.
Have you got three?
Doing your prep? Committee calls, eh?
Yep, I noticed you were on it.
Well, it's you and me against the Philistines.
Oh, you'll forgive me for being a little blunt, but I always thought that you were the Philistines.
Oh, that's merely a disguise to confuse my enemies. I'm all culture under this cultured veneer.
Medical aids already, Godfrey?
Sorry? This. It's a pillow, a travelling pillow. It was made for the committee room, really. You just put it round the neck, and you can generally get a few moments. They stock them at Harrods if you want one.
I am attending this committee in order to scrutinise future legislation, not to nod off.
No, no, of course not. This is your first committee, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, if you have something to tell me, will you please say it instead of sitting there like an anagram waiting to be worked out?
Quite. You will have your box of Christmas cards with you, won't you?
I what?
Well, I always find that a committee is a splendid opportunity to get ahead with your Christmas cards. I'm 6 years ahead with mine already.
No, I have not got a box of Christmas cards. I intend to pay attention and take an interest in what is going on around me.
What, all of it?
Yes, all of it.
Well, of course, very admirable. But I always think of a committee as a sort of a long-haul flight. Leaves you with jet lag, but doesn't take you anywhere. Still, they also serve who only sit and snooze. See you over the net.
Right.
Morning, Freddie.
Morning, Garfield.
They're having me on. And they just lounge about writing their Christmas cards and seeing how many winks make 40. I mean, this isn't democracy in action. This is the big sleep. Why don't they say anything?
Well, the government whips don't want them to say anything.
Why not?
Well, all the government really wants, Jean, is to get its legislation through. Words from its supporters would only hold it up. After all, you don't want the fans invading the pitch when the team's on the field, do you?
I see.
The government just wants to get its legislation through. We just want to stop or amend it. Unless it's something we agree with in principle.
In which case?
We'll try and amend it anyway so they don't think we're a pushover. The government's still got a built-in majority. Might slip the odd one into the net, but basically a committee is just an argumentative rubber stamp.
Yes, well, I managed to get an amendment.
Oh, yeah?
Just a minor thing. About the wording of something, just clearing up whether part-time pension rights included home workers or not. The intention wasn't very clear.
Well, that's a feather in your cap, then. Say that again.
Hello, Jean.
Oh, morning, Tim.
I've got those statistics you asked for yesterday.
Oh, thank you. I better see them before I go into committee.
And there's some graphs there and some pie charts.
Yeah, finger in the pie charts by the look of them.
Well, yes, I think it should make you interesting reading. And I expect you've seen the news.
Well, I've seen this version of it.
I meant the rather more robust version. Have you seen page 3?
Tim, when I said treat me like one of the lads, I didn't actually mean I'd be joining the rugby team.
I mean you're on it.
Page 3?
Yes, I was surprised too.
Are you seeking to increase the unemployment figures by 1?
No, I don't mean you're on it, but you should be. Someone's stolen your glory.
I didn't know I had any.
Godfrey Egan. There.
What? But I did that. Where is he?
In hiding, I imagine.
Jean. Oh, have you seen the paper?
I have. Ah, Godfrey, there you are.
You come in. I didn't hear you knocking, I'm afraid.
And would you mind telling me what this is?
Well, it seems to be a newspaper. A sort of a collection of printed pages with pictures telling of yesterday's events.
And what is this of yesterday's events?
Well, it seems to be a young woman wearing what looks like half a tennis racket.
I mean, this headline next to it. Godfrey Egan, the housewife's friend.
Me? Oh, really?
Makes you sound like some sort of marital aid.
Well, I was in the Territorial Army for a while.
Marital, not martial.
Something about me in there, is there?
Yes, as if you didn't know.
Well, I don't buy this paper usually.
All right, let me read it for you to refresh your amnesia. Godfrey Egan, the housewife's friend. Prompt work by hawk-eyed, hunky Tory MP Hunky Godfrey?
Well, we are what the public make us.
Godfrey Egan, 44. 44, Godfrey?
They must have got my age mixed up with my chest.
Yes. His prompt work should soon put women home workers onto the pension payroll. Sharp-eyed, sharp-shooting Godfrey. Who writes this stuff?
Yes, it's rather good, isn't it?
It's nauseating. And do stop simpering. Spotted that home workers had not been included in proposals to extend pension entitlements. We say, goody for Godfrey.
Well, one does what one can for the little ladies. Well, jolly good, jolly good.
Yes. Only you weren't behind that amendment, Godfrey. It was mine. You sat all yesterday in committee with your pillow round your neck and your biro up your Christmas cards, taking about as much interest in what was going on as a hibernating skunk.
Oh, do skunks hibernate?
Well, they certainly get their names in the papers. I spotted that pension anomaly. Who attributed it to you?
Jean, I don't know. You know what journalists are like. Somebody's got his facts wrong over a pint.
So it wasn't you?
Indeed, no. Do you think that I would court cheap publicity from the worms of Grub Street? May I cut it out for my album?
No, buy your own copy. But look, don't you think you ought to put the record straight?
Oh, there wouldn't be any point now, would there?
Yes, every point.
But it's yesterday's paper.
It's today's paper.
Well, it'll be yesterday's tomorrow.
There's plainly no need for you to sit the exam for Mensa, Godfrey.
Well, it's as dead as the proverbial anyway. They wouldn't bother publishing a retraction. Far too trivial. Besides, by the time people have read the retraction, they'll forget what's being retracted.
But it's totally inaccurate. I mean, presenting you as the force's sweetheart.
The housewife's friend.
Making political profit out of my political labour. It is political capitalism.
Not at all, Jean. Nobody could be more concerned with the plight of the,
Home workers.
home worker than I am. And these mistakes are the daily fare of politics.
Not on my menu, they're not.
Jean, what could I do? You have to take the rough with the tumble. You have to grin and bear it. Like it or lump it.
Well, I'll lump it, thank you. Good day. Mine.
Ah, Freddie.
Oh, Godfrey?
What are you doing?
I'm putting a patch on my pillow. I fell asleep during committee and punctured it with my biro. By the way, I think the whip's looking for you.
Oh, probably wants to congratulate me on my little surge of publicity. Have you seen my little write-up? I've just popped out and got a few copies.
No, he didn't look like he was going to sing He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Looked more like he had a gun with him.
Oh.
It's a swindle. All my profit going into his account.
Yeah, it happens to us all, Jean. It's life and politics.
He's stolen my thunder.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll flash again. Oh, committee calls.
Hope your pillow stands up to it.
A baggy-eyed and droopy-tailed, that's me.
Ah, Jean, you're here. There's a journalist in the lobby who'd like to arrange an interview.
With me? Which paper?
No, not that one. Women's magazine. They want to do a profile. Women in the house, you know, that sort of stuff.
Sort of stuff. Makes a change, though, from recipes and a doctor writes in confidence, don't you think?
Yes, I shouldn't expect too much. It'll probably be pretty trivial. You'd think they want to do something about the new up-and-coming generation of politicians for a change, but there you are.
So you don't think I should do it?
Well, no, I just don't know there's much in it politically. I mean, you know these women's magazines. It's not as if anyone reads them.
Apart from women, of course.
Yes. Do you want me to put her off?
No, I'll see her. Why not? I'll just finish my tea first.
Would you like me to be there in case they want to take a photograph?
can sit down over here. Hello, Godfrey. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I was in an important meeting.
Oh, not at all, Mrs. Price. I realise you must be very busy. Very good of you to see me at such short notice.
Oh, that's okay.
I was here to interview Edwina, actually, but she had to rush off.
Oh,
She's so high-powered.
yes.
But as long as you're a woman, that's the main thing.
So I'm finding out.
Now, I think where our readers hear, the first question they would want to ask you is, how does it feel, as a woman, to have got to the top?
Got to the... What did you say?
And it should be out the week after next.
Well, I look forward to reading it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, and thank you.
Oh, Jean.
Godfrey.
A quick word.
Well, I'm surprised you got the time, Godfrey, being so busy. I mean, wasn't I reading in the newspapers that you'd recently invented the wheel?
Oh, very good. Most amusing. I've been mulling things over and thinking perhaps a little putting of the facts in order wouldn't come amiss. So shouldn't we get the newspaper to put the record straight?
I thought nobody read Retraction.
At least it's there for nobody to read. I really think that you ought to get the recognition you deserve for your splendid committee work. I just thought fair's fair.
Yes, well, this is a radical shift in your philosophy.
So shall we get them to put the record straight?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It wasn't your fault.
No, but all the same. Oh, here's the number of the journalist who wrote the piece.
I thought you didn't know who wrote the piece.
No, but I managed to find out. Perhaps you'd like to call him now. Would you care to borrow my phone?
It's not that urgent, surely.
Well, it's just that this journalistic inaccuracy has made my position rather difficult.
Hello, Godfrey. Up to your tumble and asso-shirted neck in it, I hear.
Miller, excuse me, I have to go and see a man about a personalised number plate.
What's he done?
Oh, have you not heard? Oh, the housewife's hunky friend here with his eagle eye on pensions is going to cost employers... How much will it be, Godfrey, if the bill ever gets through?
Just a few pennies, that's all.
Yes, a few 100 million pennies in additional contributions.
Oh, I see.
Yes, the housewife's choice he may be, but at the CBI right now his name is several tons of mud. It's Pension Gate.
Excuse me?
Ah, that's it, Godfrey. Page 3 today, wrapping chips tomorrow. Such is obscurity.
You're speaking from personal knowledge of the subject, are you, Kenneth?
You'll have as much chance of getting into the cabinet now as cracked crockery.
I don't know what makes you think that I want a job.
What was it Robert Burns said again?
Give us a handout, probably. Excuse me.
What was it Robert Burns said?
The best laid schemes of mice and men, they don't half get screwed up.
So the chickens came home to roost.
Yep, and they laid one right on Egan's head. Serves him right. Mind you, it's not so bad people taking the credit for your achievements when they take the blame for your mistakes.
Food will be 10 minutes.
Thank you. How's your day been?
Oh, busy. I did my morning at the law centre, got home about 2, and I've been at my chores ever since.
Poor Jeff.
Do you want to wear this tomorrow?
Please.
This isn't a bad profile they've done of you.
No, I'm quite pleased with it. Obviously, not all journalists make it up as they go along.
Just a minute, what's this?
What?
This bit here, this paragraph. Jean Price combines her political activities with a busy social life and with looking after her home and her husband, Geoffrey. Looking after Geoffrey? The only one here that looks after Geoffrey is me.
Yes, well...
No, there's more. A feminist, but still a family woman. Jean likes to do her own housework and to take care of the cooking and cleaning whenever she can. The last time you cooked a meal, you brought it home from the takeaway. And the vacuum cleaner hasn't seen you for so long, it goes out in the street looking for you.
I explained all about our arrangements.
Yes, we should have spoken louder then, because obviously it didn't hear you. I mean, this article makes me sound like slob of the year or something.
Oh, nonsense, it does not.
It sounds like you do all the MPing and all the housework, and I stand about like Sid the sexist, wondering where the next cup of tea's coming from.
Well, if that's how it comes across, I certainly didn't mean it that way. We spent a good 10 minutes talking about you. I said you were a big help.
Oh, you mentioned that I took the bin bags out on Thursdays, did you?
I'm sorry if you feel you haven't got the recognition you deserve, but it's not my fault. And in fairness, that's how it's been for women for years.
Oh, I see. Women have had it bad for years, so now Jeff gets it in the neck.
You know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, well, I think you ought to get on to them and sort it out. They should print a retraction.
Nobody reads retractions.
Well, they could come and take a photograph of me with my apron on. They could interview me and I could give my side.
Yes, only they're not interested in
In what?
retractions.
In me, is that what you were going to say?
Jeff, I know it's unfair, but these things happen. Now, I'm tired, I've had a long day, I haven't stopped working, and I don't think it's unreasonable of me to expect a little peace and quiet when I get in and a hot meal on the table.
What?
A hot meal on the... I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired.
Easy trap to fall into, isn't it? But then that's the trouble with all this cooking and housework, Jean. It's no job for a man, is it?